Good morning everyone. In this video, we are going to cover the current affairs. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GKToday Academy app. For regular updates, please join our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. We have started a new channel, Civils Academy. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. Now, let's start. First question is, which Union Ministry launched the longitudinal Aging Survey of India, that is LASI report? So this has been released by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Present Health Minister is Dr. Harshvardhan. So this is the survey of the aging population in our country, and this includes health, economic and social dimensions of aging. So on the basis of this information, programs will be developed at national level and at state level. Recently, Dr. Harshvardhan was also in news as he became the member of board of Gavi. Gavi is Global Vaccine Alliance. Next question is, how many wildlife species are under recovery program for critically endangered species in India? So 22 species, that is 22 wildlife species are under recovery program for critically endangered species. Now what is the context? Standing Committee of National Board of Wildlife has approved the advisory for the management of human-wildlife conflict. So this Standing Committee of NBW released advisory for human-wildlife conflict. This committee also approved caracal in the list of critically endangered species. Now what is caracal? It is a wild cat and it is found in the some places of Rajasthan and Gujarat. Please note that this NBW is a statutory body and it is headed by Prime Minister of India. It is a statutory body as per the provisions of Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. Next question is, which High Court recently ruled that advertisement of any article using the name of any god is illegal? So this has been ruled by Bombay High Court. Actually, a petition was filed to prevent the advertisements that promote the sale of articles like Hanuman Chalisa Yantra. So these articles were sold in the name of God, that these articles are having some divine powers because of the blessing of God. So that's why the Bombay High Court, and to be specific, the Aurangabad bench of Bombay High Court ruled that this is illegal. Now, Bombay High Court has jurisdiction over the state of Maharashtra, state of Goa, Union Territory of Dadra and Nagar Haveli, and Daman and Diu. And the High Court has regional benches. So one regional bench is in Nagpur, another one is in Aurangabad, and third one is in Panji. So these first two are in Maharashtra, third one is the capital of Goa. Next question is, who is the head of panel for conserving Ladakhs land and culture? So recently Government of India decided to form a committee to protect the land, culture, language of Ladakh, and this committee will be headed by MOS, that is Minister of State for Home Affairs, G. Kishan Reddy. Now in our constitution also there is an article which provide the right to conserve CLS, that is to conserve culture, language or script. Answer in comment box which article of our constitution provide the right to conserve the language, script or culture. Next question is, which country has claimed that the equalization levy in India as discriminatory? So this country is USA. This equalization levy is also known as Google tax. It is also known as DST, that is Digital Service Tax. Now why it is imposed? See, in a digital world, certain companies are involved in the business transactions without having physical presence in our country. Therefore, Government of India started imposing tax on such companies. That means those companies who are earning revenue from India but they do not have physical presence in our country. So these digital companies earn revenue from India but they pay tax in their home country in the sense where their headquarters is located. So that is why India started this equalization levy. Now recently USTR, that is United States Trade Representative, objected to this India's equalization levy as discriminatory. Why so? Because most of these companies are from USA. So that is why USA is saying that this taxation is discriminatory as it burdens the US commerce, and therefore they are going to take action against it. So that is why this entire issue was in news. Next question is, which organization released the World Food Price Index? So this has been released by FAO, that is Food and Agriculture Organization. it has released the World Food Price Index. This FAO is a United Nations organization. Headquarters of FAO is in Rome. Rome is in Italy. And recently, FAO completed 75 years. On this occasion, India released a commemorative coin of 75 rupees. Now, as per this World Food Price Index, all major categories of food index recorded rise except sugar. What does this mean? It means except the price of sugar, the price of all other commodities of food increased. Next question is, which country launched the world's first double stack long haul container train? So this has been launched by India, as Prime Minister recently inaugurated world's first double stack long haul container train, and this is a part of WDFC, that is Western Dedicated Freight Corridor, and this train is on Rewari Madar section, and this is a part of WDFC, that is Western Dedicated Freight Corridor, and DFCIL, that is Dedicated Freight Corridor Corporation of India, is constructing this Western and Eastern Dedicated Freight Corridor. This EDFC is being funded by World Bank. WDFC is funded by JICA, that is Japan International Cooperation Agency. So the route of EDFC is from Punjab to West Bengal. So you can remember it this way: West Bengal, Financing Authorities, World Bank, that is WBWB. In case of Western Dedicated Freight Corridor, the route is from Uttar Pradesh to Maharashtra. Next question is, who is the chairperson of Academic Advisory Council recently set up by the Reserve Bank of India? So N.S. Viswanathan is going to be the chairperson of this Advisory Council to advise the RBI's COS, that is College of Supervisors. And this Advisory Council will be headed by N.S. Viswanathan. This Advisory Council is going to advise to the College of Supervisors. Recently, RBI was also in news as it decided to set up ABPC, that is Automated Banknote Processing Center, and this is going to be set up in Jaipur in Rajasthan. Next is Basuswara is a famous statesman saint of which Indian state or union territory? So he is related to Karnataka, and he was the 12th century Lingayat saint. Recently, he was in news because Karnataka Chief Minister B.S. Yedurappa laid the foundation stone of a 500 crore rupees project, New Anubhav Mantapa. So this is related to Karnataka, and this project is in Baswa Kalyan. So this is the name of place where Saint Basuswara lived. So this is the name of place, this is the name of project. This is the name of project. He was 12th century Lingayat saint, and he was associated to Karnataka. So these were the most important questions. Now we are going to cover most important events. So first we are going to cover personalities which were in news. So Alexander Ellis has been appointed as new British High Commissioner to India. Next is Hema Kohli. So recently, Justice Hema Kohli became the first woman Chief Justice of Telangana High Court. Next is Arup Kumar Goswami. So recently he became the Chief Justice of Andhra Pradesh High Court. Next is Karan Bajwa. So recently Google Cloud appointed Karan Bajwa as a leader of Asia Pacific region. Next is Merrick Garland. So recently Merrick Garland has been nominated as the Attorney General of USA. Next is Donald Trump. So Twitter suspended the account of US President Donald Trump. In another development, recently USA was also in news because of the Electoral College voting. So this was the final vote related to US presidential elections, and in this voting, Joe Biden won 306 votes and Trump won 232 votes. Next is Satya Paul. So recently, renowned fashion designer Satya Paul passed away. He was fashion designer and he was popular for giving modern look to the Indian sari. Next is Alan Burgess. So recently Alan Burgess passed away. He was the oldest living first-class cricketer. Next is Counter-Terrorism Committee of UNSC, that is United Nations Security Council. So India is going to chair this committee in 2022. This committee was constituted after the 9/11 attack on USA. Next is Chiktan. This is in Kargil and it is the host. That means this place is the host of Khelo India Ice Hockey Tournament. Kargil is a part of Union Territory of Ladakh. Next is INVIT, that is Infrastructure Investment Trust. So NHAI is going to operate this INVIT. NHAI is National Highway Authority of India. It is under Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, and this will be operational by March 2021. Next is Right Under Our Nose. So this is a book by RBI Manager R. Giridharan, and the name of book is Right Under Our Nose. Next is Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. So every year this Pravasi Bharatiya Divas is celebrated on 9th of January. This time it is 16th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. Actually, since 2015, the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas event is celebrated once every 2 years. So this time it was 16th PBD, that is Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. Theme was contributing to the Atmanirbhar Bharat. Now why this day is celebrated? Because in 1915, on 9th of January, Gandhiji returned to India from South Africa, and that is why this day is celebrated. Now we are going to cover last test. First question is, the PM CARES Fund Trust has allocated 201 crore rupees for the installation of which equipment? So it is oxygen generation plants. That means this money has been allocated for the installation of oxygen generation plants. What is PM CARES? It is Prime Minister's Citizen Assistance and Relief in Emergency Situation. Next question is, how many ministries have partnered for the Toyathon initiative? The objective of this initiative is to make India a global toy manufacturing hub, and for this purpose 6 ministries has collaborated. Which are these 6 ministries? These are Ministry of Education, Ministry of Women and Child Development, Ministry of Textile, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Ministry of MSME, and Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. So these 6 ministries collaborated for this Toyathon initiative. Objective of this initiative is to make India a global toy manufacturing hub. Next question is, which company has partnered with SIDBI to provide finance scheme to MSME in rooftop solar segment? This company is Tata Power. Next question is, which state has launched Kisan Kalyan Mission to promote the income of farmers? So this state is Uttar Pradesh. Next is, which organization is to provide $105 million loan agreement? $105 million loan to improve the water transport in West Bengal. So this will be provided by World Bank. Next question is, which Indian state or union territory has introduced a new school bag policy? So this has been done by Delhi government. Next is, as per the recent WHO statement, what is the ideal interval between the 2 doses of Pfizer and BioNTech vaccine? So the ideal time period is between 21 to 28 days. So recently SAGE of WHO recommended it. What is SAGE? It is Strategic Advisory Group of Experts on Immunization. So they prescribed that in between the 2 doses of vaccine, the ideal time period should be between 21 to 28 days. Usually, if 2 doses of vaccine are given, then suppose first is given on 1st of January, then second should be given after 21 to 28 days. Next is, the Indian government has set up a control room to control the spread of bird flu in which state or union territory? So this is Delhi. Next question is, the IRDAI, the insurance sector regulator, is to introduce a standard insurance policy to cover the risk of fire and allied threats in which sector? So it is related to housing sector. So for housing sector, standard insurance policy will be introduced to cover the risk of fire and related threats. Last question is, India recently signed a memorandum of understanding with which country regarding the partnership in specified skilled worker? So please remember this term, specified skilled worker, and this partnership is with Japan. Now today's question. So first question is, Angmale Ajutha Sabri rail project is to be constructed in which state of India? Next question is, which country has defaulted on the BRICS Bank agreement? BRICS Bank is now known as New Development Bank. Next question is, Claire Polosak is from which country? Why she was in news? Because she is the first woman to officiate in men's test match. Fourth question is, who leads the Indian delegation during the India-France annual strategic dialogue scheduled in New Delhi? Fifth question is, in the spectrum auction beginning this March, the airwaves of which type of spectrum are to be sold? Sixth question is, what is Maliponi culture, which was in news recently? Seventh question is, the CCEA, that is Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, has approved a scheme for the industrial development of which state or union territory? Eighth question is, the Rewari Madar section, which was in news recently, is a part of which industrial corridor? And ninth question is, as per the recent statement of Niti Aayog, which country is the biggest gainer after the pandemic economic situation? So that was all for the day. Thank you.